You join me again with some boxes. And here I have two orders. This is the first one, which is some RAM, a power supply and an SSD. The power supply looks a bit rusty on the back, but overall it appeared to be in good condition. And the inside, well, yeah, not too dirty. Fan doesn't seem to have a wonky bearing. So this could actually be a good deal and useful for what is in the other boxes. Yeah, everything seems to be okay with this power supply, very usable. And moving on to the boxes, this was an order of 4 motherboards that I scored for 350 Rand. Now one of the boards I promised to a friend of mine, it's an AMD board. Well, I'm an AMD guy myself, I promised him that board, so I was left with 3 Intel boards. And here is the first of them. It's a G41 DDR2 board from ASRock, and it looked in very good condition. A really compact and tiny board, but very useful, especially with that later model G41 chipset. The fan, well, it was dirty, but this time I did not resort to using the dishwasher. We're going to use a bit more old school methods here. And wet wipes. Moving on to the second board. This is a really nice Foxconn DDR3 board, also socket 775, and the only thing I can see there missing is a little lug on the VGA port, but I have a whole box full of them. The issue is they never seem to retain the little nut it goes to on the inside, so for that just use super glue. It works remarkably well. And finally our third board, which is the biggest of the lot. With a nice border around the edges like that, this can only be an HP part. And it's a bit dirtier than the rest, but still easy to clean. So let's get power.
Okay, no smoke.
Always a good sign when there's not smoke. And first up is our HP board. And it boots. Complains about a system fan, which is par for course on these boards. They need all the fans connected. And it's got a pretty nice dual core Pentium. I sold this right off the bat after testing it with Windows 11 and made a pretty good profit. Already got the money back that I spent on this. Turns out the board already had an activated Windows license, so that was no problem, and it was previously used in an HP 500B micro tower, so good. On to the next board. And this is our G41, our Foxconn board. And the first order of business is I want to update the BIOS. The first version I tried was not compatible with this board. It had an incorrect ROM ID, but the second one took. And if I recall, there was another update after that I didn't capture. But there it is, Foxconn in all its glory. I tested it with that Q9500 processor, but eventually sold it with a Celeron, and that was only strong enough to chug along in Windows 10. I did include a hard drive with it, and I'm happy with the price I got for this board. Cleaned up pretty nicely, and that little lug I super glued in place did the job. Capacitors was also good condition. And finally, our last board. This is an ASRock board, which is really cool. It has the instant flash built into the BIOS. It scans your flash drive, finds the appropriate BIOS file, and does everything for you. And if you speed up your video, it flashes real fast. So I popped in that Q9500 on this board as well and tried it out in Windows 11. There is our WD that we got and the power supply, so all in all a good deal. Processor ran really cool. And so let's give it a Cinebench test. And there it is, using all of those 4 glorious cores to perform the task. And if we compare these values then with the previous one I did with the AM2 on Windows 11 setup, with a low of 35, just about 36, 88 high, sitting at 40, 50 something now, and using only 0.12. That's a heck of a lot better than we did on the old AM2 in a previous video. So to recap, I paid $350 for the motherboards. There was a power supply. I also bought this case later on for $210, and then I sold the last board for $900 as a complete PC. There was the first HP board that went for $350, and then also the Foxconn for $303. So this time around I did actually get something good out of the deal. And if you enjoyed watching me taking chances on dodgy old hardware, please check out any future videos.